I will be talking about PTE Repeat Sentences strategy. And if you are speaking too slow, these things will lower down your score. The last thing is make it or fake it. Hello friends, in today's video, I will be talking about PTE Repeat Sentences strategy. Okay, and that strategy will work whether you will take PTE Academic exam or PTE Core, both. So first, let's understand what is repeat sentence. So repeat sentence is basically, if we talk about, it is a sentenced repetition task. You will hear a sentence and then you have to speak it as it is or as accurate as you can. Okay, so priority of the question is, this is an important question for your speaking and listening. So if somewhere you think you are losing marks in PTE listening, so one of the reasons could be that you are missing out your score in repeat sentences. So in order to improve your score in listening as well as speaking, repeat sentences are the most important questions. The time of the sentence is, generally you get a sentence as short as 3 seconds and as long as 6 seconds. So the sentence length is from 3 seconds to 6 seconds. And if I talk about the content of the question, you need to speak at least 80 to 85% correct. So if your accuracy is 80 to 85%, you will get the highest score in listening. So make sure you listen nicely and try to speak maximum correct things. The next is the key points of scoring. So key points of scoring, there are 3 parameters that they are going to check in your repeat sentences. The very first is accuracy, second is pronunciation, and third is fluency. So what is considered as an accuracy is, so the basic goal is to repeat the sentence exactly as it was said. Missing or changing words will lower the score. So if you are missing any important word, even you are missing a, and, the, you miss of, and, you miss ses, so these are very short and very easy to be missed out. You need to keep in mind that even you miss these words, then you'll be losing your scores for that. Okay, so don't miss any word, don't try to change any word, listen carefully and speak exactly the same. The pronunciation. So pronunciation is like clear and natural pronunciation is important. Even if you don't remember the full sentence, it's better to speak words clearly. Okay, so whatever you heard, you should speak with confidence instead of lacking confidence, or instead of having a mumbling sound or a fumbling sound. Whatever you heard, speak clearly with confidence so that at least computer can capture whatever you are speaking. Then fluency. For fluency, we say that we should avoid long pauses, hesitations, or speaking too slowly. So if you take long pauses, if there is hesitation in your speech, that computer can easily recognize. And if you are speaking too slow, these things will lower down your score. So the best thing is listen and speak as it is and as fast and clear as you can. The next is the strategies, how you can improve your repeat sentences. So the very first is create a mental image of what is being said, as this will help retain information. And sometime, in fact, what you can do is, when you create a mental image, you can translate the sentence into your native language. Let's say if I talk about myself, my native language is Hindi. So if I listen a sentence, I'll quickly translate it into Hindi. That thing will help me to understand the sentence for a longer time, and then it is easy for me to reproduce the same sentence. The second is break the sentence into small parts and memorize them in chunk. So instead of trying to recognize or remember the longer sentence as a bigger task, you should divide, or you should break the sentence into different parts like subject, verb, object, extra parts. This thing will help you to recall easily. The next is start repeating the sentence silently in your mind as soon as you hear it to reinforce memory. So basically what happens in real exam, you listen a sentence first, then you'll be having a 3-second gap, and then after that 3-second gap or break, you get a chance to speak and record your response. And this gap is basically that quite devastating, because of this gap only you sometimes forget the word or the sentence. So what you should do is, as soon as you listen the sentence, try to repeat it in your mind. So repeating will help you to remember it for a longer time, and you will not forget it easily. The next is, when you practice at home, you should practice with shorter sentences and gradually increase sentence length. Okay, so initially you can start practicing with the sentence of 3 to 4 seconds, and then you can start practicing for like 6 or 7, something like that. Okay, so once you started practicing with longer sentences, it helps to improve your memory, and basically you need to improve your short term memory, because repeat sentences are based on the short term memory, not the long term memory. If a sentence is too long to remember, prioritize keywords and phrases instead of trying to recall every word. Because once you prioritize the keywords or the phrases, again it will be easy for you to recall the full sentence. However, if you focus on less important word, you'll not be able to regenerate the same. Okay, the next is like what you should do, the most important thing. So the strategies, the first one is initial letter capture. So when I say initial letter capture, is like you should capture the initial letter in notepad. So you will be given a notepad in real exam, and what you can do is, once you listen the sentence, you can write down or you can jot down only the first alphabet of each word. Let's say if I hear this sentence, initial letter capture the initial letter in your notepad. So what I might write is I for initial, L for letter, C for capture, then again C for capture, the T, initial I, letter L, in I, your Y, notepad, and P. So if I write like this, it will help me to reproduce the same sentence with the help of initial letters. Okay, and once you start practicing this strategy, it might be difficult for you to follow in a day or so, because whatever the new strategy you follow, you need to practice it again and again. At least practice one strategy for a week. After 1 week only, you can start realizing the results by yourself. The next is repeat with speaker to memorize. That will help you. Don't copy the speaker accent. I have seen a few students, they try to copy the accent of the speaker, but that's not possible for you. Why? Because the person who is speaking is a native speaker. However, you and me, we both are not native speakers. So copying the accent is a wrong strategy, because your speaking is being evaluated by computer. So if you speak in a natural or in a neutral accent, it's perfectly fine. Don't try to fake it or fake the accent, because once you try to copy that accent, you will be moving your tongue or you will be twisting your tongue in a wrong manner. So basically what you are speaking and what the computer is listening, there will be a difference in that. Ultimately, you will be reducing your score. Memory and note taking do wonders, so make sure you should make notes. If you don't have a good memory even after practice, so what you can do is, you can either write the first half sentence on the paper and remember the last half sentence. And for other students, the different strategy will work. That is, remember the first half of the sentence and write down the last half of the sentence on the paper. So these are two different strategies that will work based on the different student. So you should analyze by practicing again and again, like which strategy is helping you out. The last thing is make it or fake it. Be handy with default sentence, for instance. So make it or fake it means just try to listen carefully. So if you think I tried listening but then the sentence is such that I could not focus or I'm not able to understand anything or recall anything, so instead of leaving it blank, you should fake it. Fake it is like don't let it go blank. Speak something confidently and clearly so you can remember something. Okay, so like roses are red, or you would say black is my favorite color. Okay, so if you don't remember even anything, not even a single word from the sentence, so I would suggest don't let it go blank. Speak something. Black is my favorite color. This is what you can recall, or any other sentence. So you should be having a default sentence. Default sentence, if you don't understand anything, you should speak up the same. Okay, so this sentence again will help you. So these are the strategies for repeat sentences. I hope once you understand these strategies and once you practice it at least for a week or so, you can see a lot of difference in your repeat sentences marks. And once you think you are getting enough marks from your repeat sentences, so I personally suggest you are good to go for your real exam. Okay, so keep learning with me. All the best.